Do I feel good today? Oh, my goodness. This is day number 1 in our minds. Welcome into Driving the Line, your sports and sports betting brand of record. We are here every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are not a subscriber to this YouTube channel, could you do it for me right here and right now? We are very close, in less than a month, to going over the 3,000 mark. Very, very, very proud of each and every one of you. Now, this is, like I said, our day 1. Why? Because we had kind of a runway up to the Super Bowl, and now we start our business. But before we look forward, as always, we must look back, and an incredibly solid day for the entire crew. Look at my main man, AB, our 5-tool player, nailing 4 of his. Also, the little SGP, as did I, hitting Brandon Ayuk. Now, sometimes you need a little luck. And we got it last night going to overtime. My man, Howie Schwab, we gave out that national anthem, 84.5, a week and a half ago. We weren't a part of the drama with when did it end, what words, but all of it, 16 and 10 across the board. We hit 2 parlays. If you're a $100 bettor, well, you'd be clearing over $1,300 just on the Super Bowl, courtesy of my crew. Now, every single week right here, we have a brand new merch store. If you don't have your merch yet, and so many of you have been sending in your pictures, we got a brand new item, our featured item of the week. Well, where did we go last night? We went straight to the pay window. If you don't have yours yet, you couldn't have, because it just went up this morning. So go to that QR code. We've got all kinds of different designs, different things. We're going to be growing it out. But our featured item this week, straight to the pay window. Let's make it happen. Now, with all that being said, I got to bring in my partner. Before I bring in the entire crew, I got to bring in my partner, our 5-tool player, who has been absolutely amazing through our first 4 weeks. But AB, today really starts what we're going to do, building it up. Good morning. Great Super Bowl for you.
Good morning. It was. Good morning to everybody in the crew. A phenomenal Super Bowl. It started, I was a little nervous there in the first half. I was like, okay, we're going to get the punch prop, but I don't know if we're going to get anything else. But it turned into a phenomenal game. And the funny thing is this, congrats to you and all the Chiefs fans out there. I did a radio show with Jawan Jennings last week, and that's why I was like, dude, I've got this jersey ready to go. And if the 49ers would have won, our man would have been MVP. That'd have been phenomenal. But the Chiefs, dude, hey, like Ric Flair, you want to be the man, you got to beat the man, and nobody can do it yet.
You're damn right. We're going to have all kinds of Super Bowl talk. We're going to have all kinds of extra stuff later on in the show. And by the way, speaking of extra stuff, I saw somebody last night, and they sent us a tweet, and they said, hey, based off of what I just won today, I can pay for a crew membership for the entire year. That's also what we're going to ramp up. If you want extra content, just extra, this will always be free. Join the crew. Just go to our YouTube page. Just join right there. We're going to have all kinds of different things, more shows. Shoot your shot. Next episode, next Monday. If you haven't submitted your video yet, please do that. drivingtheline@gmail.com. But we want you to be a part of everything that we're building. So if you want more, be a part of the crew and do it right now, because then you turn green. You're going to be green in our chat. Now, we have built a nice little bullpen, a nice little crew as we continue to build. But right now, right here at the top of the show, let's bet the board. Oh, and look who I have here. 2 of our absolute favorites, absolute bangers. Jacob, the silent assassin, and our man that's here every single Monday from down in Miami.
Yo.
The Z-Man. Good morning, sir.
What's going on, guys? Hello, good morning. Everybody rested? Everybody feeling okay? Coach, were you out into the middle of the night partying with all the Chiefs fans? How you feeling? Congratulations.
Well, I feel great. And if anybody saw my video on social media, I always watch with my kids when the Chiefs, my 2 kids, as everybody knows, they're my everything. And getting to watch with them and celebrate for the 3rd time was amazing. So it was awesome. Thank you for asking. And I got so many messages from the crew as well. And AB, before we get to our board, as always, I always forget this, and I don't know why. It's on me. What is the crew's play of the day selections today, sir?
There are some nice options here for the crew. So 2 from college, 2 from the NBA. First, Texas Tech. -2.5 against Kansas. Wake Forest +7.5 against Duke. You got the Clippers -4.5 and the Raptors -5.5. So poll up in the chat right now. Vote on that, and we will hit it and announce the winner at the end of the show.
I like it. And there are going to be certain perks if you are members of the crew as we move forward to March Madness. So many things. We'll announce them as we go. But we got to bet the board right here and right now. And as always, it will always scroll along the bottom of the screen throughout the entire show. But Z-Man, I want to start with you and the National Basketball Association. Where are we going this morning?
Yeah, look, you always like putting your money behind what you know is a great team, a competent team. And even though the Denver Nuggets are at the Milwaukee Bucks, and look, I mean, Doc Rivers is 2-5 as head coach so far of the Bucks. I mean, they stink, but they did win their last game and they won it big. So I understand the Nuggets, the world champs, they're playing a really good team. But if you're going to give the Nuggets points, even though it's only 1.5, I'm going to take advantage of that scenario. I trust my money with the Denver Nuggets. So even though they're on the road at Milwaukee, I'm going to play the Nuggets plus 1.5. I want the points. Obviously, I think they could win the game outright. Now, conversely, on the other side, it's one thing to play a winner. It's another thing to bet against a huge loser. And as big a loser in the NBA right now are the Washington Wizards. I love playing against the Washington Wizards. That is a loser franchise and a loser team. And yes, the Mavericks at home are 14.5-point favorites. Obviously, that's an incredible amount of points. We see how teams run up scores these days in the NBA, in the 130s, in the 140s. I'm laying 14.5 against the Wizards. I feel pretty good about it. All the Wizards are so bad.
The Z-Man with some guts, laying that 14.5. You know who doesn't have any guts, boys? That's damn right. Nils, you know where I was going with that. Since Cheesy ain't here, I don't even need to read the rest of it. Hit the like button. How can he not show up today?
Well, let me say this, Coach, not to interrupt your flow. However, Elena in the chat brings up a good point. Put that one up. He can't chat right now. He's shopping for a jersey. Excellent point. Right there. Nailed it.
Thank you, Elena. She also liked the video, too. So, Elena, you're our new favorite crew member of the day. All right. So, Big Cheesy, show up and take your medicine. Because I would have shown up today. I would have taken my medicine. All right. Z-Man, great start to the show. Great start to the show. Now, Jacob, we've got some work to do with you. So, you have been incredibly hot here on the show, in your personal life. All of it, you have been red hot, hitting a lot. I just had an idea that hit me just now. Because we have Champions League that starts tomorrow. It's going to be a lot tomorrow and Wednesday. Me and you, just me and you, are going to do a little added segment tomorrow just for the Champions League. That's it. And I don't care if it's not your jam. We're going to do it right here on the show, and you're going to educate the good people. But today it's a light board. But you have found two names that I'm very, very familiar with. So please, what do we have, sir?
Right on. So that was actually my wife in the chat. Just had to mention that was my wife. So she had to chime in. She loves watching the show. So I am all over Chelsea versus Crystal Palace today. Both teams to score, yes. Chelsea have conceded in their last 10 away games. Crystal Palace have allowed 11 goals in their last 3 games. These two teams just played a 2-1 game 4 games ago. We've also seen 14 out of the 23 games played for Chelsea have seen both teams to score, yes. And Chelsea have just allowed 4 goals in back-to-back games. So poor defense. And Crystal Palace have the longest streak going right now in goals allowed per game at 12. So I really think we're going to see some goals in this game. So I really like both teams to score, yes. And my second play is going to be in Serie A. I am all over the Juventus Udinese game over 2. It's not Juventus team total. It is the game over 2.
Okay.
Yep. Juventus is 6-2. The last 8, 2+ goals. Udinese have seen 12 out of the last 13 games hit 2+ goals. Juventus 7-0 versus Udinese, including 4 clean sheets in that 7 games. Juventus is just a dominant team. Second place, taking on a really bad Udinese team. I think they're going to put up a bunch of goals here. So I really like the game to hit 2 or more. I was a little scared to take the team total over. So I want to make sure you guys get the win and just went with the game total.
Understood. And through the first, I call it the runway, and you've been incredible through the first 4 months. You'll be doing soccer for us. You're going to be doing hockey for us, a little bit of everything. So that was the Game total over 2. That's usually the number that Juventus has because they always keep it like the 2, 2.25, something like that. Minus 157 because sometimes, Jacob, the juice
is worth the squeeze.
You're damn right it isn't. Today is one of those days. All right, we're going to drop Jacob off. He'll be into the chat for you. Any questions for him? He is our senior brand manager as well. Put him into the chat. He will answer them for you in real time. Now, also in the chat today, he is back, and he tells me he is better than ever, feeling healthy, out of the hospital. Say hello to our man, Howie Schwab, or as we like to call him, Bouquet Schwab on the show. Can't wait for that T-shirt. Can't wait for that T-shirt. He's got one play today. And AB, I want your reaction to it. And Z, if you want to jump in too. TCU minus 12.5. College basketball really isn't my jam right now yet, but oh, Howie's all over it. He says West Virginia, they're 1-5 in their last 5, 1-4 in their last 5. TCU has lost 2 straight to ranked teams. Jamie Dixon will have them pumped up. Little known fact. So do you like this one or not, AB?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big game. TCU has got to handle their business. West Virginia, he's exactly right in regards to that trend there. Yeah, like the 12.5 is a big number, obviously, but yeah, playing at home. They've got to get this win. They just absolutely have to get this win. We're getting close to conference tournament time, and you just cannot be messing around anymore.
We are going to
I would say the same. I would say the same thing, but the thing that I would really stress here is I think Howie's in the weeds when it comes to the college basketball, even this time of the season. So if he's okay with laying 12.5 with TCU, that's fine by me.
That's a great point. The man is laser focused. By the way, Jared says, Coach, Beat the Book shirt is on the way. So many of you. AB, did you not walk into a party last night, by the way, and somebody was wearing one of our new T-shirts? Did that happen?
I swear. Walked right into it and wearing the shirt and took a shot. And I was like, all right, we're in the right spot. Here we go.
That's our dog. That's our dog right there. I'm going to have one big play today. And this one, I hate when people say don't bet a full – we're all full units here. But this one, I just liked it. I also like the Nuggets, and we're not going to have 2 people play the same game. That's not what we do here, just to get check marks. So we're going to do Warriors Jazz. I'm going to endorse the Nuggets over 242. Now, the reason I played this is because at home, the Jazz are a much better team. Their flow is a lot better. In fact, 244, 241, 231, 251. That's their last 4 totals. 3 of those games were at home. And I think the Warriors are also starting to pick up a little bit of steam. So I like this game tonight to sail over 242 minus 105. Now, we're going to get to our Super Bowl discussion shortly. But, AB, you got to bring us home. I love your threes parlays. Love it. Talk to me.
Yes, sir. All right. So first off, Crystal Palace sounds like a Bonnaroo spinoff where a bunch of Reggie is being sold, but that is another conversation for another day. But we're going to play 2 parlays for this day, and the first one is college basketball. All right, 2-leg plus 151. We're going to go Duke money line, Kansas plus 2.5. Going to keep it as simple as humanly possible here to ride these 2 teams. I think Kansas goes in to Texas Tech and wins outright, but I will take those points. Duke should handle their business against Wake. Put those 2 together, plus 151. And then you're correct, Coach. Parlay time tonight. Plus 165, 3 legs. Jokic, 1+3. Dame, 2+3s. Klay Thompson, 3+3s. Put those 3 together, plus 165.
No, I like it. Really, really nice. This is the time of year where Kansas specifically always gets going. Even if they've had 4, 5, 6 losses, this is the time of year that Bill Self always gets that team going. Now, one added bonus is what we're going to start to do. It's really going to be based off of nights that we are free. But if you're a crew member, we're going to start driving the line after dark. And it could be after Monday Night Raw. It could be after a busy night of betting, and we just want to go over our bets. But we're going to hop on here live. It could be on any night, but we'll send out a tweet or whatever. We'll talk about it in the morning. I'm traveling today, so I won't be able to do it tonight. But that's going to be a big part of what we do because we want to be on the other end of this as well. We want to have the discussion end of it. And so here on the live morning show, we're also going to do discussion after our picks. And Z-Man, that's where we're going to start right here, right now. Had a great game picks-wise from the crew. But when you look at everything now moving forward and the fact that Patrick Mahomes won that game in the fashion that he did, I wrote a guest article for Bovada, and all 5 plays I put in there hit because of him taking the game over. 3rd and 5. Now the GOAT discussion truly heats up. What did you make of last night?
Yeah, I mean, as bad as the first half was, I thought the second half was that good. I got up at halftime, right before Usher took the stage, and I'm like, all right, I got to take a quick bathroom break here. And I turned back to my wife. I go, let's be honest here. This game is terrible. And then we came back for the second half, and it was awesome. So obviously, I'm thrilled from that standpoint that we had something going on. Even if you're just casually watching the game, you had just an absolute great finish. As far as Mahomes goes, it's interesting because he's got 3 Super Bowls now, and you're going to hear all the GOAT talk and comparing him to Tom Brady, and it's like 7 Super Bowls still feels so far away. He's already got 3. Yes, I get it. And if he was ever going to be in the realm of catching Brady, you had to win that game last night. You got to take advantage of the opportunities early. It's his 4th Super Bowl. You don't want to lose 2 of them if you actually want to catch Brady one day. So in that regard, last night was huge that, all right, now he's got 3. Even though he doesn't feel particularly close because he's still 4 away, here's what will really help the GOAT argument when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. They now have the opportunity to become the first ever 3 straight champion in the Super Bowl era. It's never happened. There's never been a champion who has won back-to-back-to-back in the Super Bowl era. This is the first time that someone's won back-to-back Super Bowls in over 20 years. That was the Patriots. It was Tom Brady, of course. No one in the Super Bowl ever has ever won 3 in a row. You got to get to 2 before you get to 3. Now they have that opportunity. So while I think winning 7, it seems so far-fetched to me. But if he could win 3 straight, that's something Brady was never able to do. And now he's in a spot where he could possibly accomplish that next season. So I think that's super interesting.
And I love to lean in, AB, to motivation when it comes to big-time athletes. And what's the motivation? Because Travis Kelce this week, you're retiring, not retiring. Patrick Mahomes is not in that discussion, but now what motivates him? And I think what the Z-Man just said is unbelievable individual season motivation for next year that we don't even need to go any farther than that. I love that idea for him.
Patrick Mahomes, I mean, we all need to take perspective of what the Chiefs just did. That was not the same, Chiefs dynasty type team that we saw pretty much until about week 15 or so, right? And then I'm not even saying that they got hot at the end. They just stepped up. And Patrick Mahomes, I'll go back to this. The playoff game against the Dolphins, all right? Jason Garrett, former dork coach of the Dallas Cowboys, at the end of that game, me and my dad have talked about this for a couple weeks now. At the end of that game, he literally goes, I heard that, Patrick Mahomes, all week was at practice and in the locker room, yelling at his teammates to get their heads out of their asses and get this thing in gear and quit playing like crap. You know what? He was making fun of him, and it worked. And Garrett, that's why you don't have any Super Bowl rings. That's why you got fired. And this man is a Hall of Famer already. As soon as he said that, I was literally like, you know what, man? This is what a winner looks like, and that's what Patrick Mahomes is, a damn winner. And he's a Hall of Famer right now. You literally watched a Hall of Fame player last night play it. So I say all that to say this. I don't think that the man needs any type of, GOAT motivation, anything like that. He's got that killer instinct like Jordan. Like, he'll find a day-to-day motivation to come kill you, right? Like, he doesn't care, but he does care about winning, and it showed. And this man, I mean, he's won 3 Super Bowl MVPs now? Is that right?
Yeah, it is 3 Super Bowl MVPs. And I love using the term Jordan. I love all this because what Michael Jordan did, and there's a lot of people watching that never got the chance to see Michael Jordan live in the 90s like the 3 of us did. And this guy was an absolute killer every single day. And when you look at everything Patrick Mahomes did, and I wrote this in my article, because when you step up, you got to call your own number. And what he did on 4th down in overtime, you call your own number. Where did he go when they needed down 3 in regulation? Travis Kelce for that long one going down. Now, I think the only mistake they made, which again helped us, was when they had 10 seconds to go in regulation and they had a chance to run 2 plays. I felt like they kind of threw that first play away because they were trying to get 2 plays called. Then they end up kicking the field goal with 6 seconds left anyway. I wish they would have really settled on that play, but that's kind of splitting hairs. when you now move forward with Kelsey and Mahomes, E-Man, and they had no big-time wide receivers other than Rice, and he's going to be on that rookie contract for 3 more years. You add a big-time wide receiver with that defense, there is nothing to tell me that they won't be able to do it. And right now the odds say that they're going to do it. Plus 700 are the initial odds that came out this morning. Do you agree with that?
Well, the first thing I want to mention is it's really interesting how you'll hear that this was the worst of the 3 championship teams for the Kansas City Chiefs, that Mahomes and the Chiefs, they won it while he had the least amount of weapons around him and the offense wasn't any good. And I actually take a different perspective there. I think this is the formula. I think this was the best way for the Chiefs to build their team, or at least continue building their team moving forward. You know what you have in Patrick Mahomes. I would want the defense to be elite every single year, where I know I could rely on that defense because that's where we spent all the money and that's where we have all of the star players. And even if we're not great on offense, at least I know the guy who's got the football every single play is maybe the best ever. And so you saw in the playoffs and you saw in the second half of the Super Bowl, the defense is going to do their thing. And because you got maybe the greatest ever, he can still make plays and win you these games. I actually think this formula for the Kansas City Chiefs is the way to go. Let's have an elite defense. We could skimp on the offensive end because the guy we have there at quarterback is good enough to make up for it. By the way, that's pretty much what Tom Brady and the Patriots did all of those years. Brady, he didn't have I know it was the 1 year where he had Moss, okay, in 2007. But outside of that, it's like, wow. And I get it. He had Gronk. But running backs, receivers, who did Brady have all of those years? It was Brady making it happen with lesser players we were always talking about. And they had a great defense and obviously the great coach. I think this is the way to win if you're the Kansas City Chiefs moving forward. Have an elite defense, spend all the money there, and trust that Mahomes is going to get it done.
AB, go.
It's fascinating because everything you just said is exactly correct, and especially with the defensive part. And Spagnuolo, we don't hear his name come up for any job openings whatsoever, which tells me that this man is locked and focused in on exactly what the job is, and that is rolling with his dynasty and creating it and being better every single year. And that Chiefs defense, not only this year was it fantastic, once it got to the postseason, it was lights out, and it did exactly what it needed to do in each style of game. The Dolphins game plan was different than the Ravens game, different than the Bills game, different than the 49ers game, but it all ended up the exact same. The Chiefs handled business, man. Spags does not get enough credit. He does not at all. That is a hell of a year that they had.
Let's look at the play of the game in the overtime. When the 49ers had it down 3rd and 4 from the 9, what did he call? He did that weird thing where they go like this, and Chris Jones is in the grill of Purdy and didn't allow him to hit who's number 15 for whoever it was wide open on the outside, would have walked into the end zone, didn't have time, throws it away, have to settle for a field goal, and that allowed the Chiefs to go down and win with a touchdown.
That was Juwan Jennings.
No, that was Jennings. That's right. It was Jennings. Boy, he definitely would have been the MVP then. And They were frustrated. I also think that not knowing, and Kyle Shanahan claims that he does or did know the new overtime rules. As soon as they went to overtime, I was screaming to my kids, these are new rules. I'm going to wait to see what happens. I think they made a calculated mistake in taking the ball first. They should have been able to see what's going to happen. Now, maybe the thought process was, well, they just went down on me. I want to give my defense a little bit of a rest. But I thought it was a calculated mistake by the 49ers to not take the ball in overtime. All right, the important things last night. Z-Man, 15 seconds. Did you like Usher in the halftime?
I always like the halftime show. And Usher, pop, that's not my music. I'm a hard rock guy. But I don't know how you look at these halftime shows where so much goes into the performances and you come out of it saying, that sucked. I mean, you could say you didn't love it. It's not your cup of tea, but it definitely doesn't suck. I mean, I'm watching that performance. It was amazing. And I love that Alicia Keys. Oh, my God. She is so beautiful. I love her so much. That's what made it for me. So, yeah, I liked it. Not the best ever, but I liked it. What's not to like?
She was amazing. AB, what about you?
Yeah, I thought it was funny that Las Vegas got Atlanta's halftime Super Bowl right there. You know, the city of Atlanta was like, come on, man, we should have had this. And number two, let me just say this to end the Super Bowl talk. That missed extra point was big because there's a massive difference between being up 4 and being up 3. It changes everything that Kansas City had to do. And let me say, that 49ers kicker was nails for everything else. This dude was drilling 55s, 53s. That missed extra point, man, was brutal.
He was the highest taken kicker in the draft coming out of Michigan. He's a great kicker. But I was screaming at Patrick Mahomes for not trying to score a touchdown at the end of the game, which they would have had to do if that extra point would have been made. But they were playing a little bit conservative, and then they played for the field goal, and that sent it into overtime. One last thing, because to me it was not close. It was not close. Z, your favorite commercial last night?
Oh, my favorite commercial. I thought there were a few really good ones. Right off the top of my head, I loved the Dr. Pepper transfer portal. That was funny. We can't lose our defense. I also loved the Dun Kings. All right. Ben Affleck, Tom Brady, Matt Damon. Those were probably my two favorites.
AB?
Well, I'm gonna say mine was a reaction during it when they showed the film trailer for Twister 2 or whatever that it is. Yeah, this dude beside me yelled out, he goes, if there's no Helen Hunt, I ain't watching it. And I just started dying laughing like, all right, I feel you.
Speaking of the movie trailers, my daughter's really into theater at her high school, and she went nuts for the Wicked trailer last night. And that's not coming out till Thanksgiving. Wow, Disney, that's going to be a good one for you. Mine, I'm with you, Z. I actually tweeted this out as soon as I saw it. Tom Brady was in 8,000 commercials. Good for him. He needs the money. But that commercial with Dunkin' Donuts, to get Matt Damon to participate, to put it into J-Lo's world, into the studio, and then do the thing with the sweatsuits, and then the ending with Matt Damon and him walking off, and J-Lo telling Tom Brady, you can stay. You can stay. That was hilarious. All right. Do not forget, we are here every single day at 10 a.m. Zaz is here every single Monday. He'll be here later in the week as I will be doing the Genesis Open. Zaz, any big plans on your show, Zaz 2.0?
Oh, come on. Yeah, we'll be dropping a little bit after, we wrap up Driving the Line here today on a Monday. Everywhere you get Zaslow Show 2.0, everywhere you get your podcast, you can get it Monday through Friday. We're going to be heavy Super Bowl today, obviously. Shanahan, the overtime situation, Mahomes. We'll talk a little Heat Celtics from yesterday. I like the fight that the Heat put up. Jaylen Brown, very dirty player. I did not like what he did there to Duncan Robinson. So that's what we got coming up today. Yeah.
All right. We are pulling everybody up. We cross-promote. That's what you're supposed to do. Love having Zaz as a part of the crew, part of the Driving Line universe. Support his shows as well. Zaz, we'll see you on Thursday. All right, big boy?
Thanks, guys.
That is the Z-Man, Jonathan Zaslow, here every single Monday. AB, before we get out of here, because we kind of targeted today as our day one, and I know we've thanked everybody for being a part of what we're doing, but I encourage you to follow all of us on our social medias, on our YouTube page. We're going to go over 3,000 today, but now is when we become a rocket ship. Now is the 6 months when football is not on the schedule. We really start to take over. So as we head into our new season and head for March Madness, and we got everybody in place, how are you feeling about everything, AB?
Feeling fantastic. All right. We've got everything built up. We're good to go. We've got, our additions that, we've been working on that are going to be coming out, which everyone's going to be excited for. And Coach, I have one announcement for everyone in the chat today. Okay.
Yes.
Because I spoke to YouTube last night, actually, after the Super Bowl. It was late, but they're on the West Coast, so it worked out. We've had issues in regards to the ads that run during the live show. Today's the last day that you will have those in the live show. So if you show up and watch live and participate, ad-free.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it.
As just a little thank you to everyone.
Thank you to YouTube. By the way, I love the chat too when they focus. Sometimes we're going to make mistakes, and we've got a lot of things going every single morning. And we have it right on the recap, but on the lower, that's on me. Over 224. I saw the wrong number today when I said I'm a horrible texter. Obviously, it's not 224. It's actually 242. We had it right when we gave it out. But on the bottom, if you're coming in right now, it's 242 and not 224 there. That is on me. That's my apologies for that as well. Do not forget, it could be 2-3 nights a week. I'm fired up because a lot of times I sit here, AB, and I am on the West Coast. And I don't fall asleep till 9 or 10. So I'm going to be doing live streams all the time. Me and you, maybe me, maybe other people.
I'm up at night.
Yeah, you're a night owl. So
this one's pushing it. No, I'm kidding.
But we encourage you to become an official member of the crew, as we're going to have the best club in all of sports betting. Also, our website is almost done. You can get clips of the show and all that kind of fun stuff. So we're really starting to put together everything that we are doing.
Can I say one last thing? Of
course.
Okay. Clippers -4.5. That's what the crew has taken. I'm just going to jump right into it. They're going West Coast with you tonight, Coach. The Clip Show -4.5. That is the choice. And yes, everyone in the chat saying that you see ads right now starts tomorrow. So understand this is the last day you'll have to deal with it. YouTube takes a little time, to get the little data pieces worked out. But yep, no ads live. The Clippers 4.5.
My man, AB. When it comes to YouTube, nobody's better than AB. So I was getting ready to lead into the closing bell, but if that was your closing bell, then we're good.
Yep, I wanted to get it out of the way so that you could have this final spot clean and clear day one and just get out of your way.
My man. That is my partner, and we will be here every single weekday. And I've got to tell you, we all have a lot of things going on, so I may miss a day or two here or there, but remember, we're here every single day. Every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We have DTL Golf every single Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. By the way, my man Fast Eddie, one of his long shot picks to keep an eye on, Nick Taylor, plus 13,000 cashed yesterday in Phoenix because that thing was going on during the first half of the Super Bowl. We want all of you here. We want to be here for the next 25 to 30 years. And we want you to help us build this thing, have a great time. Hashtag educate and entertain. Hashtag knowledge is power. That's what we're all about. It's not just about picks. So we want you to spread the word, hit the like button every single time you come in, subscribe to everything that is driving the line, because that's how we do it, and that's how we grow. So with all that being said, it's time to catch an airplane. Time to talk a little Tiger Woods, who'll be in the field this week. I'm so honored to be on the call on PGA Tour Live. So check us out there and check us out here. And remember, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. Big Cheesy, where were you today, big boy? Where were you? Because you would have heard this. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets, just like the Chiefs money line last night, to win my showdown straight to the pay window. Friar Tiger, Lobo, the Z-Man, the silent assassin, Jacob, our 5-tool player, AB, our entire production team behind the scenes, making this show look like $1 million. We grind for you so we can win with you. Day one, right here, driving the line. Good luck.